everybody. I'm so excited. Finally, I get to talk to a wonderful lady that was on our channel a while ago, on our YouTube channel, where she talked about installment sales. And I was like a little bit of a fangirl there because I loved the video, and I know a lot of you guys also watched it. And I'm so excited to be talking to her today. Phateka, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Rieta, and thank you for the invite. Thank you for having me today.
So Phateka, tell me, who is Phateka? Tell us about you.
Oh, who is Patega? Patega is a firstborn of 5 siblings. She is a mother of 3 beautiful children. She has a story to tell, because she's been through a lot. A lot of people, they always refer to that. I've been through a lot. Yeah, she's got a very amazing journey, which is something that she would really love to share with everyone.
Tell us about your journey. Tell us about that. And you know, how did you end up being an attorney, and of the oldest of 5 siblings? I mean, that is quite amazing.
Yes, yeah. You know what? Most of the time, a lot of people, they would say, you know, I don't like being a firstborn, but I think being a firstborn, it gives you those leadership skills, something that's natural, because most of the time when you go to school, I did business management, and in that business management, the leadership skills are there. But coming back to who Phatheka is, I'm born from a family of 5 siblings. I am a firstborn, and I studied in Mthatha, where I come from, Eastern Cape, and as a firstborn, obviously, you look after your family, you look after your parents, you look after your siblings. I was studying. One thing, which is why I say I have a wonderful story to tell, is that I had a child at the age of 20, and I decided to take responsibility from then. I then went and looked for a job. I worked as a Vodacom phone shop. You know, those Vodacom phone shop where we were helping people to phone with the 60 cents, if you remember, before cell phones.
Yes, yes.
So I was operating that, working 7 days, from 7 to 7. And then from there, I became a petrol attendant, I became a security guard. But in between that, I was studying, because I was finishing my diploma in business management, and I did my computer certificate. But then after that, I decided, you know what, let me leave Eastern Cape, let me come to Johannesburg. So I came to Johannesburg in 2004, and obviously looking for greener pastures. So I was lucky. I must say I was really fortunate that I met someone who was a lawyer. She was running her own practice, and she actually did everything. Obviously, as a sole proprietor, she was doing litigation, doing conveyancing, but I fell in love with property law. So from there, then from the conversation we had, she was like, you know what, why don't you just register yourself and study law? So that's how this whole journey started. Wow. Of being an attorney. I registered myself with UNISA. I studied LLB, and I must mention this. I studied for 9 years, and reason for that, one is because it's a distance education, yeah. And then 2, you still have to look after your family. So I still had siblings, I still had parents, and no one was working at the time, and I was paying for my own school fees. So all those kind of things. But at the end of the day, it's always nice when you know that I went through all of that to try and make sure that my siblings are able to go to school and my parents have got food on the table. So I studied then for 9 years. I finished. I graduated in 2013.
Sure. Okay. So there's so much there. It's like, wow. So number one, I mean, thinking about it, sure, coming from being a petrol attendant. Okay, guys, warning. Don't upset petrol attendants, because that could be your lawyer soon. That's point number one, which is like, sure, mind blowing. And I think the other thing is also to for me, what stands out is that, you know, you knew you wanted to do something better, and then to actually do it and just keep going. And even though it took you 9 years to get there, just don't give up, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that it wasn't easy, especially with a young baby. The easiest thing for people to make it, and I did this personally myself as well, in the past, is that, yeah, but I'm so busy, I've got this child, this baby to look after. But there you are, you're going through all of this, studying one of the most difficult things, distance learning as well, whilst looking after a family, after your siblings, your own children, and your parents, and everybody, really. That is really truly an amazing story. They must be so proud of you.
No, they definitely are. Hey? I must say, Sham, they definitely are, because in everything I do, I involve them, because I just want to make sure, which is why most of the time when we had a fight as siblings, I always tell them that if someone cries when I die, I'm going to slap them in the face, because I did all I could just to make sure that they are at least having a better life. Not that maybe I did everything for them, but at least as a guide, and as well to try and inspire them and show them that, you know what, things can I mean, like most of things are actually possible to be done. It doesn't matter if you have kids or you still have to look after family, but if you know what you are looking for, it's bound to happen if you don't really shift your focus.
Because you literally had everything going against you there almost. You had a job, you had you had the baby,
yes.
you had the family,
yes.
you know, which everybody in South Africa calls white black tax. So you had all of it, literally all of it. And yet you still made through. That is really truly inspiring, I must say. And I understand now why you say you actually have such an awesome story to tell, because if that doesn't inspire people and really get them through that, what is it that you would say kind of kept you going throughout that whole journey? Was it just the pressure from, you know, having to know that you have all this responsibility that made you push through? Or are you just naturally a self-driven, and even if that wasn't there, you would have done that? What is it that kind of, you know, you could look towards every single day and think, I'm getting up and I'm doing this because of? What is that one thing that pushed you through that, all of that?
You know, coming from a family where because in my family I was the first graduate, so for me I wanted to to make sure that my mother, because my mother is the one who's been my pillar, and watching her struggling, I just had to make sure that the education that she couldn't afford to give to me, then I am able to get it myself. Because with all of that, she said to me, Phateka, I can only take you until grade 12. But after that, I won't be able to pay you for your tertiary fees. I just had to make sure that she wanted to see a graduate, and I just have to make sure that I am that graduate. And again, I think because I'm a firstborn, I just had to make sure that the siblings are able to see that it can happen.
Yeah, so it's really just you know, so it's like on the, what's that thing, Outliers, in that book, they say that your life is, you don't achieve things despite challenges. You achieve things because of the challenges.
Yes.
So I think, you know, from my side, I just want to say to everybody out there that when you see challenges in your life, just know that those challenges are there for a reason. And if you can overcome those challenges, you can literally change the world and achieve your dream.
True, I agree.
So Phateka, what would you then say out of all of this? I think for me, if I was in your shoes, my proudest achievement will just to see my mother's face when I give her that degree, and I'm like, look, Mom, I did it. But what would you say from your point of view was your proudest achievement?
My proudest achievement, besides having a degree, besides being admitted 3 times as an attorney, as a conveyancer, and as a notary, but having to take a decision that now this is the time to start my own baby. Like this is the time now to start my own company. That for me, because it gave me sleeplessness. I don't know, I can't tell you for weeks or for months, but it gave me sleeplessness because I was asking myself a whole lot of questions. But when I stepped out on the 30th of March, knowing for a fact that from the 1st of April, I am going to be unemployed. And yeah.
All that work just
me,
to get yourself unemployed. Well done.
So a colleague of mine was like, you decided to be selfish. So yes, I decided that it's better if I start this company, and I'm starting it from scratch without any investments. Investments were there, but they were not enough. But I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if I don't have a salary for 3 months or 4 months. I will find a way. But that for me, that was exactly what I've been looking for. And I must say, sometimes when some other things are happening, we don't pay attention. Because I remember I went for an interview on one of the law firms, and the guy said to me, Phateka, you've got a business management and you're completing your LLB, and you want me to take you as a secretary. No, I'm not going to do that, Phateka. Tell you why. Because one thing I know, you're going to start your own company. I must tell you, Gareth, I was very upset because obviously I drove like 85 kilometers for that interview. But when I sat on the 1st of April, it came back because God was just telling me that, Phateka, this is what you should be looking for. And at the time, it really wasn't sinking. It wasn't there. So when it happened on the 1st of April, I was like, okay, this is it. It happened.
And then you just remember that, and you're like, yo, I should have listened then already.
I should have listened at the time, because at the time I was still a secretary and I was desperate for a job. So I should have listened, and I should have just taken that and make sure that, you know what, I have to achieve this one.
But it's amazing how strangers almost can really see more to where you can go than you yourself, because you're so. A friend of mine always said that, you know, when your head is in the scrum, you can't read the game. And and there
it is true.
Somebody external, yeah. Just telling
it
you
is
what
true.
to do. All right, cool. So you have your own company. So, and I must say to everybody out there that, you know, we do use Phatheka's firm from time to time, and she's doing a great job. So Phatheka, this is your chance. How can people reach you?
Yes, Phateka is available on my cell phone, and on 082-858-4165, or my landline 011-568-0492, or you can catch me on my email, phateka@ppminc.co.za, and you can also check my website, www.ppminc.co.za. I'm also on LinkedIn, I'm also on Facebook, I'm also on YouTube, yeah,
Everywhere.
on all the platforms.
Nice, I like it.
Just look for PPM Inc. Yes, you will get me there.
PPM Inc. All right, awesome. And then Phateka, I think, you know, I wanted to say, why do you consider yourself to be a lady boss?
Oh, Rieta, when I started the company, I had something in me, because I told myself when I prayed to God that, God, I'm gonna walk this journey with you, and my prayer is to be an encouraging light to everyone searching for hope, which is why I'm referring to an amazing story, because a lot of people, they give up not knowing that there are greater things, especially if you are being patient with yourself and being patient with everything that is happening around you. So coming to your question as to why, my belief is that as a human being, one, you must be someone who's striving to educate and inspire. Like I say, someone saw a YouTube video and contacted me and just like, please be my mentor. So you must be able to be available to help others. You must be available to actually like, you must be willing to sacrifice your time. You must be willing to help other people. For example, I also, during lockdown, I did a TOEFL certificate, that is to teach English as a foreign language. So every now and again, I got invited to teach English to Kenyan students on refugee camps. So you must be able to give it that time where you know that there won't be any payment, for example, where you volunteer your time to other people. And then again, you must be someone who's able to spot opportunities, because if you're able to spot an opportunity, then even if there are obstacles on the way, you really, those things, they won't disturb your focus. You will be able to focus, because you know that after everything that you overcome, you will be able to achieve your goal. And then again, for me, one thing I have I've realized about myself is I've got a passion for people. So I like dealing with people. I like solving people's problems. Not that I'm a social worker, but yes. So for me, why it's because I noticed that I've got an ambition, and I've got love for people.
I must say that you know, for me, this story, and it's very true what you say there, where you bring back and say, well, you know, volunteer your time and give back, because I think that when we talk about, you know, being this lady boss concept, the one part is the business and the entrepreneurship and making it work, but at the same time, what people always miss is the giving back part. And
Sure.
it's so important. And I think us as women as well, you know, we sometimes give too much, but
Yes, it
you
can
always
be.
have to give that little bit of yourself, of your time and your energy, and make the world a better place. I mean, that's
Sure.
we're the nurturing part of the, although my husband won't say that about me, but we're the nurturing part of the family, you know, we are. And that part is so important, at being, for me, in the core and the essence of being a lady boss.
That's true.
Phateka, then I think the last thing is that, what would be the one piece of advice you can give any woman out there on making it for themselves?
One advice I would give to every woman is one, you need to know and acknowledge that you are a human being and you are not perfect. And secondly, you need to know that even if you have a fear, so you must have that fear, but you must be able to do it anyway. So that is what has been helping me through my own journey, that there has been a fear of not being able to achieve that, not starting something and not completing it. But the most important thing is, even if there is that fear, you must be able, you must have that courage to do it anyway.
Feel the fear and do it anyway. I read that book as well. That was such an amazing book.
Sure.
Phateka, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And yeah, I hope, guys, if you ever need any legal support, installment sales, we'll put a link up for you so you can see that video as well. Phateka is out there and available. Let's support each other, ladies. That's what all this networking and everything is about. Phateka,
thank you
thank you
so much,
much.
Rita. Thank you. I appreciate this platform, and thank you to everyone who's watching. And I hope that my story, as I'm saying, is amazing. It will indeed inspire other women.
It will, for sure. It inspired me as well. So I'm like, you know, why am I always saying I don't have time? I mean, no. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. Thank you.